After almost 30 hours of playing the WARDOGS Alpha, I put together my wish list for what I'd love to see to come to the beta and ultimately early access. The beta is coming up this weekend, starting Friday, August 21st, so I'm really looking forward to that. Hopefully we get some patch notes to see everything that they did change from the alpha, but this list is essentially gameplay changes and quality of life changes that I think would go a really long way for the game. Okay, so my biggest gameplay change is definitely for the hot zone. Right now, taking control of the zone feels like an afterthought. Like, I don't really even notice half the time who actually has control. Like, maybe that's just a me thing because I'm focused on frying people, but it's like, I feel like that can be the case for a lot of players. Like, there's no real excitement for like we actually just took control of this game. It just doesn't signal anything to me like I actually just accomplished something for my team. My ideal with this is like, okay, I'm beeline to the hot zone. I know my team's gonna back me up. We're gonna have this big fight, all three teams, and when we actually wipe all these other players and get them out of this hot zone, there's like an actual feeling of like triumph, like a small victory, like we did something, we have the momentum, like we're on the path to actually win this game. So one of the things for this that I think could really help is slowing down the hot zone. It doesn't give you enough time for all three teams to really like establish themselves and like build up a team fight, like a big team fight where like, you know, you have your people on the front lines that are actually just frying each other. You have snipers from all directions looking at this fight because that's where all the action is really happening. Really getting everybody on board for the hot zone fight would just be so good for the gameplay. Half the time when I look at the map and all my team is dead or like they're all in just one place doing something, it has nothing to do with the hot zone. I think that's just already not how the gameplay was intended to flow. And then another thing with this is actually rewarding people for getting to the hot zone, I think would be huge. I don't feel like there's enough incentive for me to like beeline to the hot zone, especially with like all the danger. Like there's the snipers, there's just people in general that's looking at you crossing these open fields. Like I don't really want to risk my life to go to the hot zone when I could just go over wherever my team is fighting and just kill people over there or res people over there or whatever the case is. If I could be rewarded for essentially leading the charge in terms of like, I'm the first one to the hot zone on my team, so I get some type of cash bonus for that, that would incentivize people to make their way over there and actually get into this fight. And it's not even just about getting into a central fight, it's about this is literally the objective. We're trying to be the king of the hills, so come over here. And this leads me to this contrast that I feel like is really apparent, at least in my experience, with Cash is king on one hand and king of the hill on the other. These things do not feel like they're actually aligned with each other. And what I mean by that is like, at the end of the day, I don't really care if we win the game. I just care about making the most personal money possible, and I don't have to win the game to do that. The fact that winning a game can get you like $800 or something like that, it's like, I could have got double that with just one kill. Like the fact that you have to make the conscious decision every life, am I gonna go for this hot zone and make however much money I'm gonna make over there and actually help my team win the game? Or am I just gonna go to where everybody's fighting already and just, you know, rack up kills, rack up revives, and just make way more money and not really care if my team has control over the zone or not? That doesn't feel like the decision we should really be making each life. So my next wish is to make gunfights easier to read. In terms of like feedback for what's going to be the time to kill in this particular fight, like I'm just completely not understanding how it's communicated to the player. In other games, you know, if I shoot someone with gold armor, I know how much health they have. I'm not saying this game needs to have like color-coded armor or anything like that, but it's like, if I could just visually know or audibly something that like, okay, this person has 200 health, whereas that other person had 150 or whatever the case, that would just give me a lot more clarity to know how to like actually take the fight. I think there are some audio cues for like if you're shooting a helmet or if you're shooting armor at all, but I don't know if it's different if it's like level 1 versus level 3 armor or same thing with a helmet. And I'm not saying for the time to kill I need like a health bar. I actually don't want a health bar at all, but I am just saying like if I know visually this person has level 2 armor, I know because I play the game enough how much health they have and how much I've shot them overall to like know if they're weak or not. On that same note, literally just knowing where I'm getting shot from would just help. I know it's supposed to be kind of more hardcore vibes, like it's not supposed to be that easy to know, like you need to care about your positioning, but it's like the amount of times that you have to just ask like where they at, and you're actually looking the direction where they're supposed to be at and you just see nothing. It's just like, I think that's more of a visibility thing than like a hardcore aspect. Next up is the social systems overall. One of them being squads. Like if I can form a squad with like an actual title so people know like, okay, we're the squad that's going to be attacking the hot zone, or like we're the whatever builders, whatever it is, I think that would just help kind of get people to organize themselves accordingly. And then also if I could squad up before I queue into a game, so whenever I get into that game I'm already in my squad, that would just be a nice quality of life thing and just get me and my friends into the same server at the same time. And with that, if we can actually invite our friends for the beta, oh my gosh, that would be crazy. I'm sure when early access actually comes out, that'll just be a thing, but playing the alpha without all your friends, like this game is so much better with friends, so that would be great. Also with the squad and like team systems, the fact that there's not open mic is just not good to me in general. And I feel like, yes, there's a lot of people on your team, so maybe open mic might be kind of annoying, but if I get in a squad, I should be able to have open mic with them if I choose to. And then also with this, like if I'm around enemies but I want to talk to my teammates but we're not in a squad, if there's some type of button for that, I must have missed it. But my experience, I kind of just do push to talk and the enemy just hears me, and hopefully we can just outshoot them in that fight. So yeah, that would be great to fix. Next thing is for when servers actually start, and actually how you get into them. So right now there's no like timer to know how long the game's been going on, so that kind of doesn't tell me which server I do or don't want to join. Sometimes I want to just join at the very start of the game, or I want to join at the very end of the game so I can get in at the start of the next game. On the other hand, if there's like a quick join feature to where I don't have to like actually browse the servers, I can just press a button and join whatever has an opening, that would be great. And then when you do join a server that hasn't actually started yet, if we could use actual weapons in there, like actually have the vendors be available, so you're not kind of just running around and waiting for people to join, that would be really nice. This next thing is more on the quality of life side of things. Everything with loadouts could be a lot less tedious. Like if I can save my loadout, I know you can rebuy your last loadout, but if I could save, like if I want my sniper class or my assault class, that would be really nice. Plus, when you're actually buying things for your loadout, it's a little bit like awkward or annoying, because like if you buy a bunch of stuff and then you don't have a backpack and then you buy the backpack, I'm pretty sure it like resets everything you bought. So if they just let you buy a backpack first and then you buy everything else, that would just flow smoother. And my last thing with the loadout system is like buying loose ammo feels a little bit weird. Like I don't really know why there's a separate menu for that when I have to buy my mags and fill them with ammo in one screen and then buy more loose ammo in another screen. And I feel like I could just buy it all at once. Or maybe there's actually a button for that and I completely missed it, so it was just kind of unclear. I don't know. So my next wish is for cars. I just feel like they kind of suck in comparison to helicopters in terms of transportation. Like it's kind of clear, like yes, if you're in a helicopter, it's gonna get there faster. Let's just say it's like a minute to get to the zone, but I feel like cars should still be like decent. Yes, they're gonna be slower, but it's like, I don't know, let's say a helicopter takes a minute and right now a car takes like 5 minutes. If the car could take like 3 minutes, I just feel like that would be nicer. I don't know, that clearly they made this decision for a reason, but maybe if they don't want to make them any faster, they can make them more controllable, so it's like you can kind of go faster. But yeah, like everything with vehicles just feels kind of like, dang, like I gotta take a car instead of just getting a flight. Like of course I could just be more patient and wait for the pilot to come back, but like obviously I want to get back into the fight, so I just don't do that. And with that, I have been watching some other WARDOGS YouTubers who are saying like the fact that tanks are unlocked through your regular WARDOG level instead of your driver level, I don't think that makes sense. So yeah, hopefully they kind of just put tanks on drivers, so at least if you are going to drive, you're striving for something by doing it. Then my last wish is for just some basic stats, nothing crazy, but like your KD, your win rate, your average profit. I think that would be pretty cool. Your total cash earned and spent, things like that. I think it would just be nice to generally gauge how you're actually doing. I'm sure they're going to add that in actual early access, but it would be cool to see it for the beta. So yeah, that's my beta wish list. Let me know what you think in the comments. I know like the devs have a very clear vision for what they're trying to achieve with this game. And as of right now, the foundation is literally amazing. So I don't want them to like stray too far away from the roots of what they're making. But I do think these overall changes would go a long way and just improve the gameplay experience. So yeah, that's about it.